Oh my heavens. So it seems like Sony hits the pause button on PSVR2 production. Yuck. As unsold inventory piles up. Well, gee. Where do I even begin here? Let me just start with saying I told you so. VR is nothing but a gimmick, and this pretty much proves it. Not to mention that why are VR games costing as much as, like, almost as much at least, as, like, these full-priced games that are actually coming out on better pieces of hardware that people actually want and are getting, you know? That's the problem with this, like, VR2 shit, or any VR system, right? Where it's like you really expect people to buy or to have the product, and then you expect people to buy this shitty, overly expensive accessory, right? Where you could play games in a different way. Fuck off. No one cares about that. No one cares. Especially because a lot of the games, if you ask me, are not really worth it, right? Like, you know, the only, like, one of the few games that's actually worth the VR experience is the whatchamacallit, the Half-Life Project Alex or something like that. That game actually took advantage of it being on a VR system, which was the Valve Index. There you go. That's what it's called. And the funny thing is that even then, it's not worth buying a Valve Index for that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's a good VR game. And now, but, let me just mention real quick, because I know someone's probably going to. The fact is that, the fact of the matter is that, like, the PSVR, honestly, I'm sorry, with the Half-Life Alyx game, someone actually made a mod where you don't need the VR. So, yeah, kind of awkward. Like, honestly, if that's the case, like, Valve should just make that, like, an option, because maybe I want to play Half-Life Alyx on my Steam Deck, who knows, with that mod, right? But anyways, I told you guys this was not going to catch on. As soon as they announced the VR2, I already made a video, and you could go back to it. If I could find it, I'll link it in the comments below or in the description. I don't care. That this shit was going to fail. The original PSVR was a jack of all trade, but it was cheap and it did the job decently enough, on a platform that more people owned. Yes, I know that there was the PC that obviously is a really successful platform, duh. But the thing is that, like, a lot of the VR experiences or the VR headsets were overly expensive and with no games showing any like reason to buy it, But with the PSVR, it gives people a cheap window into the world of VR. But with VR2, the fact that you're not backwards compatible with the original VR stuff, there's no value to you, and you have less experiences than the original PlayStation VR. Why should anyone buy this VR2, quote-unquote, when you're not even backwards compatible with the original VR? Which, by the way, really makes you look like, or actually really shows, that you have less content. It really does. So tell me this, why would anyone buy a VR2 when it's not backwards compatible, right? And the fact that like, it has less games because of that fact that it's not backwards compatible. It has less games than the original VR, which is PSVR, which is cheaper, bro. Why would anyone go with that shit? Why would anyone? But on top of that as well, it's like people don't want to buy a fucking overly expensive ass PS5 just to get, like, this shitty accessory that's also the same price as the PS5. So you're looking to spend, like, what, over $1,100 just to have the a experience with the VR2. Oh, but video game homie, bro, they're putting it on the PC. They're gonna make it compatible with the PC. No one cares. And now Sony hits the pause button on PSVR2 production. Now no one is going to care for sure. This is fucking typical Sony, and this is why I never trust them with shitty devices like these. And it pisses me off because they could have used the resources and time to make a VR2 that no one fucking wanted and made it actual portable with that. Like, you could have actually made a device that people fucking wanted. But the VR failed. Yeah, the VR failed because you're fucking retarded, Sony. You put so many restrictions on the PS Vita, and that's why people didn't buy it. Oh, you want to play a game on it? Oh, well, too bad. If you want to download more stuff, you're gonna have to buy our proprietary, overly expensive, shitty ass memory cards for the PS Vita. Yep. Unless you mod your system like you could today, you can't. Yeah, you're not able to do that. And even then, like, I am still kind of worried about that. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that. Like, I don't want to mod my only PS Vita. I want it to be as authentic as possible. But, here's your dumbass Sony making it almost impossible to do that. Because you made the memory cards, and it's still very expensive. Very expensive for the Vita. And that's why no one bought it. The Vita was not really convenient to get into. It's a good-ass system, don't get me wrong. But unfortunately, it was Sony's fucking mistake as to why it failed. Of course. The price wasn't even that bad. $300 for a portable like that, especially for the time. Good ass price, bro. That really was a good price. But then they hit you with the stupid fucking yeah, we're gonna put this memory card shit over here, blah blah blah. Like, we're gonna make you get proprietary memory cards. We're not gonna make the system have any storage whatsoever. And thus forces you even more to get the memory cards. I mean, hell, at least the Switch came with 32 fucking gigabytes on itself. Like, damn. But you know what? Like, this tells you, though, I brought up the VR because of this reason, this very reason. Because the Vita, I'm sorry. The Vita showed that Sony, even if they have a really good device with a lot of potential, which is what a lot of you said, which I found to be bullshit. I proved to you that was bullshit. But you guys said that the VR2 had potential. Blah, 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 right? Well, I don't care about any Sony product that has potential, quote unquote, because we saw with the Vita a much better device than the fucking VR2, a much more practical device than that piece of shit VR2, and portable by extension too. My God, but yeah, we saw with the Vita that potential doesn't mean shit to Sony. Say what you want about the Wii U too. Like from Nintendo, I know that it was actually, that was a bigger failure than the Vita, actually. But say what you want about the Wii U, at least Nintendo focused on it until it died. They even let out a swan song. That was Breath of the Wild. That was the last game from them to ever release on the Wii U, and that was a good one to go out on. Really good one to go out on. Did Sony do the same thing with the Vita? Nope. No, they do not. After like the first year or two, they completely ignored the Vita because it wasn't meeting sales expectations. Well, same thing is happening with the VR2. Now Sony is hitting the pause button on production with the VR2. What do you think that means? It means they're done with it. That's it. You bought this $550 piece of shit for nothing. For absolutely nothing. You bought this piece of shit that's over $500, yet can't play the original games, doesn't have many games from itself, and now that you have Sony not even focusing on putting games on the damn thing anymore, their own product, they're not going to put games on. Bruh, fuck you. Honestly, Sony. This is why I hate Sony. This is why I hate Microsoft. And this is why, in some degree, I hate Nintendo. They're not good companies. They're not looking out for you, bro. None of them have integrity anymore. And all of you need to realize that. Nobody in the gaming industry has integrity anymore. So stop trying to look at stuff with their potential and actually look at them with what they are, bro. Like, seriously. Oh my God. But hey, at least, again, Nintendo tried with the Wii U. Sony didn't even give a shit about the Vita after 2 years. So I forgive the Wii U a little bit more for being lackluster. The Vita, though, that was Sony's complete doing on how it sucked, bro. really. So, anyways, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Bye.